Peace. Man, Black Power, folks. All right, this is probably the final installment for the fitness segment that we're doing. And this is late September, and the weather is just bananas. So we're gonna milk it, squeeze every drop out, and we did another outside shoot. Now, well, my background primarily is Western boxing. You know, I did about 10 years in the Golden Gloves. I dabbled in a whole bunch of martial arts, borrowing from Wing Chun, and I'm kind of, in mixed martial arts. Welcome to an upload of Steel Talk and Iron Responses. My boxing stance is what I work everything from, whether it's Wing Chun, whether it's breaks, holds, whatever, closing the gap. I start with my Western boxing, and I'm not a grappler, so I try to keep my business above ground. But I want to step up my grappling game, because sometimes you do end up rolling around on the ground, so you need some skills down there. But I've been pretty successful in really knowing how to, develop my hands. I mean, through training. Now, so this is a poor man's Wing Chun dummy. And I do this improvisation stuff for folks to know you can begin having something right there in your home. This is not a regular broomstick. I got this from Home Depot, and this is the edge of a glove. The cushion here is one of the seated cushions I use when I'm coming out, maybe sitting on the bench. Rolled up, pillows rolled up. Again, makeshift for someone who's just not prepared totally to go commit to a gym and want to start getting something going in the house. So quite naturally, the stick is stimulating an extended blow. Also through my other training, I have the power I need. So when I'm working, a lot of times I'm doing drills, working on my slipping, on my countering, and I'm not looking to make big contact. So I like to do the most of that with the Kempo gloves, because this also gives me an opportunity to work with my fingers and my grabs, to work my gouge. I can even practice my eagle claw depending on what bag or what surface I'm working on. So so just want to explain some of the equipment. This is a standard Western boxing glove. These are Kempo gloves. Okay. So what I do, again, this is the extended blow. So a slip is when you either go to the left or to the right of a blow, the left or the right. And if you'll watch the Mayweather fighters like Mayweather, for some of you old timers, Wilfredo Benitez, Roberto Duran was like a mirage with the slips, the feints. A slip is a subtle movement. It's not a big movement. As a matter of fact, you only engage in a slip after your opponent has committed. So, and the thing with a good slip takes you out of the range of their blow, but puts you in the range of attacking. So that's why it can't be big. If I slipped all the way out here, I can't even do anything to him. But if he throws a blow and I get down here, I got ribs all for days. So again, for me, my drill is the slip. I might do this for 50 to 100, changing it up. And even I added one without saying the slip is left, right, and then there's getting under it. There's dropping. So the slip, and you can always measure, because this is where the blow is. So if you're in front of it, if you slip to here, you're successful. If you slip here, you're successful. If you drop under it, you're successful. But if in your drills, the glove is catching your chin, I'd rather the glove catch my chin than me being all knocked out. Hey, Mom. No. Hey, Mom.
A couple of times.
Yes. Hey. So you can just come out and sit for us? Okay, all right. So what we're doing is taping. So just relax. I'm going to finish up probably another 10 minutes or something. Thank you for coming on by. Samar just walked on us, hey? And you know how Mar do. When she here, she do what she want to do. Okay, but now, all right, so again, but the slip, very subtle. And the thing is, do it to get you out of position, but then attack. So now I'm going to show you the slip and a strike. A slip, undercut, slip, uppercut. So then there's a slip and an overhand right. And I know you probably can't pick up the legs too, right?
I could.
Okay. It's not major, but I want them to know that the legs are a big part of this. The power of the punches come from the legs, and the slipping comes from the legs. Because how I slip all of this stuff has to happen here. So you have to have a certain play in the distance between your legs. So even if it's a pivot back, to again take yourself out of reach, then it's overhand. So pivot, overhand, pivot, overhand. Other thing I didn't mention, even with the slip, my additional insurance policy is that shoulder. You slip, you still got that protection. So if the punch starts to go down, because there's some smart fighters that will start up here and go down with you. So as you slip, they're still coming down. So with that, you have an opportunity to deflect. So again, slip, slip and punch, pivot over and punch, slip and uppercut, slip, uppercut, punch, 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 block, punch, then move it, slip, punch, 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 punch. And this gives you, again, something coming for you to play on. Some other points related to the mindset of martial arts. At the end of the day, if you even look at it as a fight being a level of war on a one-to-one basis, you're in war with that individual that you're fighting with. Now, I'm saying this for survival, street knowledge, you're being mugged, you're being attacked. In war, one of the first rules is deception. So, what I like about this tactic is it's a good deception because it can go either way. It can fully de-escalate a situation that maybe, you know, can be avoided from being a physical confrontation. But if not, it puts you where you need to be to deal with whatever might be coming. And that's simply what most of the people I work with that I've taught, that it was taught to me, is you work with your adversary in a way trying to neutralize. Now watch, the position is normally from here. Hey, I don't want any trouble. Now, that motion I did two things that had happened right in front of you, but someone looking at it would not perceive to be a threat. Now, I was just in front, and I said, hey, I don't want any trouble. So with my hands, I'm saying no, and with my head, I'm saying no. But also, I took one step back. So now I got into my fighting stance already. But that usually is missed because all of this is being looked at. And though I'm waving, you know, hey, I don't want any trouble. I took my hands from here to here. So now, although it's a wave could very easily be turned to a fist. A wave could very easily turn to a knife hand, an eagle claw. You've taken your weapons from your side and you raised them up in a fashion that's not alarming. Now, some of y'all got, you know, a little skill, but if you're trying to de-escalate, if you're making one last attempt at de-escalation, this ain't gonna help that. So even if you do know how to box, if you do got some skills, if your final attempt, it shouldn't be here. So I would suggest you can get yourself in a very similar position, still try to de-escalate, and it's still tactical. You don't know if you're still just dealing with the person in front of you. This gives you a chance to size up the situation. This also gives you a chance to look if there's a wall. Because if there's one or two people having a wall behind you, could be a good friend. What other objects? Chairs, tables. It depends upon the environment that something is getting ready to happen. Are you in the subway? Is it an elevator? So there's so many different nuances to how you would have to adjust or modify. So again, so once you're here, if something comes, you go right into what you need to do. The basic strike area, men, women, if you hit anybody trying to get next to you, take something from you, be up on you when they shouldn't be, a strike right to the trachea will sufficiently give you enough time to get away. It discombobulates. It's something, if you do a really good strike, right center trachea, it's a coffin, I've seen it, eyes water, it's something that can really put a person out if you're ever in there. But that even takes practice. You don't just out of nowhere, never did it before. But I suggest getting a rice bag, regular bag. You can hang that somewhere, and even just maybe 10 times a day. Hang on something, just do that 10 times a day. Walk by it, 10 times a day. Walk by, make that 20. You want to build that because this is all fleshy. And the more condition you make there, and that might be the only strike you really have to develop. Another good strike is a vision strike. Now, a lot of folks teach it this way. I teach it like this because I like the additional support that each finger gives. So the two main striking, because you miss. And if you miss and you hit forehead or you hit off center, you don't want bone coming against two fingers like that. I don't. I want, even if I miss, I can still deflect and go in. Because again, the eyes are very, very fleshy. And then the last one, again, I want to give a lot to overwhelm, that I think is just everybody needs to have in their arsenal is a good hammer fist. A hammer fist. Oh my goodness. That you bring up and you strike in the right way anywhere, it can break a nose. It could the shock of being hit right in the center of your face. It blurs vision. Again, discombobulates. All you want to do is get somebody going into something where they can't focus on you. So and then mace, for those who don't want to do all that, something that gives you the time to get where you got to go. So again, trachea strike, but work on it. Get that rice bag. Vision, support, two fingers. Even that can go into the rice bag. Go into the rice bag, or go from here to the right. Here, remember, all this work from what you know will be your first or the final attempt before you get physical. Whatever that is, that should look like you can go to the next level and you be okay with it. You standing there like this, no, that ain't a good look. Somebody can push you over. You're already not prepared to take anything that would come your way. But your first level of defense is your mind. Be observant. Look at the environment you're in. Just a place like New York, it's unfortunate. I mean, people are so into some electronics, especially women. They're walking out. I think New York is a relatively safe place, but why be so oblivious to your surroundings? And you got a bag and you're walking, and because they have people who, that's what they do. They look for unsuspecting people to take advantage of, to in some way benefit from them not being aware. So don't be in that group. You can listen to great music with one headset in. Leave one ear aware of what is going on. Two, where you just all out of it and you're so into your music that stuff is going on around you that you don't know about.
Or your cell phone?
Yeah, or your phone. No, not while you're out in public. You're in your house and you and your place do what you want. Especially today's world, there's so much craziness going around. Sometimes surviving meaning seeing something, hearing something, and taking the right first few steps. Especially with all this public nonsense that's coming. So in a town like New York, which is still considered a major target for a lot of folks with different agendas. So it's okay. I hope that was helpful. So this is the final installment. We have 4 installments related to health, fitness. And a few people have asked, and I appreciate the feedback I've gotten related to, signing up and becoming a client. I'm not taking on any new clients until the end of the year. Once this year is out, I'm juggling a few things, putting productions together, and I want to keep my attention where it is, and I'm kind of right at my capacity now where I'd have to start eating to the time I'm doing other stuff. But for those who are interested in working with me as a private client that already live in New York, obviously, if you're in a different part of the country, a different part of the world, it's not pragmatic, but hey, I ain't got a problem with, I give free advice. You're a brother and sister, you want to hit an email, and I'll hook you up. And that would be at hermanspecializedfitness at gmail.com. hermanspecializedfitness@gmail.com. And I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. But again, I'm not taking on any from the New York area, no new clients until 2018 January. But you can make contact and we can get background stuff done, but no new clients until the new year. But yeah, so now let's go. What did you think of the self-defense thing? What your input is?
I thought it was dope, man, and I think just all these segments, these are the beginning parts of it. I think the people definitely be willing to see advancements and see how we continue to push the health forward. And the one question I do have is why is it important to learn self-defense?
A
lot of people say, man, I don't get into fights, I don't get into no situation. I never had a situation where I had to defend defend myself, I call 911 if I got a problem.
Okay. And that's an interesting philosophy. Now, you might be an outlaw, though, because last I checked, the #1 law of nature is self-preservation. So if you're going to preserve yourself, now great, to be in a situation, a society that's relatively safe. I don't know, especially my personal, protection life, that I will rely on a call and someone else getting here to save it for me. Especially if someone is in front of me that I through my knowledge about the world, I'm prepared to do a little something. I'd rather be in that position. I would have rather avoided. I hope I never need it. But I'd rather have a 1, 2, 3 that, okay, I would hate to do this, but I'm sorry. I'll send you flowers in the hospital, but you bad luck today. So I'd rather be in that position. But you know what? Just like about the whole thing about ladies, I'm not mad at people like that. That's really a beautiful place to be. It's really a beautiful, because it's not right to have 3 locks. So why you need 3 locks on your door? Why you need bars on your window? It's not right for those folks who choose to do wrong. It's not as many as people think. But enough of them do wrong that now we all got to live like prisoners. So yeah, so for me, if you are going to follow that #1 law, it's learn something, and then hope you never use it. Oh wow, I just went to an event for the great Baba Haru, and many don't know his history. He's a police officer, New York City. Never fired his gun 1 time. So just because you have it, just because you know it, if you're moving in that spirit, and the person really feels that way, obviously is. So I'll never need that. I'm covered, which is a blessed, beautiful feeling to have. The other side, the pragmatic side of me is like, I'm going to learn it and I'm going to know it, and I just will pray that I will never have to use it. And that's been a pretty good position. And even in a few cases, I've had to apply it. The spirit comes back in. I applied it as humanely as possible. I've never taken a human life. I'm so proud to say that. And not that some people in positions of self-defense had to. Because again, the #1 law is self-preservation. And if someone else is trying to take your life, law, again, you have a right to take theirs in defense of yours. So I'm glad I haven't been in that position, and I'm glad the physical altercations I've had, I've been able to reduce, de-escalate in a way that caused minimal bodily harm. And I'm hoping I can always say that, because I've done personal security, and so much of this is mental. So much of this is foreseeing. Knowing your client in many instances, knowing the environment your client is in. So anyway, I don't want to get off into too many things, but self-defense, yeah, it's like insurance. Why I got to get insurance? I'm young and healthy. I mean, young and healthy people die every day, sad to say, but insurance. So yeah, so learn it, get a drill, get your game up. So your family, if you gotta, mix it up. Hope you don't have to, but if you have to, some basic tools, and you will get that here on Key Alive Productions. So we're gonna have this and a whole bunch of stuff similar. We're trying to lift the community, we're trying to make sure our people are healthy and strong.
All my wrists is frogs.